Hello everyone, so I am going to talk to you today about this chap, my Reilly gradient version 1143. What do you mean, Stephen? What I mean is that I've done a few videos about this bike before. I don't even know if I've posted them all. And every time I've done it, it's a different bike. It's been a winter bike, it's been a winter road bike, winter cross bike where I've raced it in cross. It's been a gravel bike. It's done Tour of Flanders, cyclocross races, gravel races, and I've always said if you only need one bike, I think this could be one of it. So let me explain why. So I get bored of bikes really quickly. I mean, really super bored. And I want to get new bikes. But no, that's not the way. Just get a bike that you can do stupid stuff to. So the latest iteration of my Reilly here, look at it, is I have put deep section 50mm road wheels on it. 38mm slick tyres. I had 28mm on, went to 38mm slick tyres, a set of aero bars, took the 2 times off, went 1 times, and put a 2811 cassette on. So it's a 40, 28 is the lowest gear, which is pretty hard. But what I wanted to do is I just wanted to go out for a blast and see how much fun it was in this setup. Never done it before. It feels like a completely different bike. But here's the interesting thing. There's a time section I do every year to see if I've got any faster. And I calmed it this year after about 5 years of trying. And I've just set a PB on a 10 kilo bike with a set of aero bars and 38mm gravel tyres. Oh! So he's going to be roadies having a fit right now. By the way, if you're a slow twitch forum member, you're not going to get it, and you're going to come out with all the science, right? I'm not interested in the science. I'm interested in the feel. I've threw some aero bars on there, and I've put 38mm tyres on it. Went over about 7k of rough road, a section that I've PB'd. I'm number 2. I'm no calm. I'm number 2. That I use every year, and I've just beat it. Yes. So I think the story here is aerodynamics, even as basic as, right, which is, you know, aero bars, and then big, so you know I'm not lying here, big panaracer, gravel king. Does it tell you the size on there somewhere? 70, 30, somewhere there we go. And I have just PB'd a 7-8 kilometre road section with basic aerodynamics and comfort. Pretty good. So anyway, more about this bike. So what's great about this bike? So this setup, I've just had loads of fun on it. I've not ridden a TT bike for years. Used to ride them years ago, and how much fun it is. Right, I was riding this bike at the weekend with a 40 cassette in the back, 40 at the front, 44mm gravel tyres, and some light Hunt carbon wheels, the 30 deep ones, and everything else the same. And I loved it, absolutely loved it, took it anywhere. And I just had a moment, kind of thought to myself for a wee moment, I thought, I've been looking into tyres and all this, specifically Rennie Herse and the Compass Bon John Pass, and people saying going bigger you'll go faster. And I can mind getting 44. I can mind the reason I went bigger, and when you come off the road in triathlon and stuff, you tend to think, oh, I'll get a gravel bike or a cyclocross bike and I'll go dangerous, I'll go 33mm tyres. You go out in it and then you go out on your mountain bike, and your mountain bike destroys your gravel bike, but you're thinking I felt so much faster. Then eventually you'll work your way up, and I got up to 44mm tyres, and that's when I started to compete against my mountain bike and the rougher stuff. So it was only an epiphany at the weekend. I thought, why don't I just try 38mm slick tyres and ride it in the road and see what it goes like? And then I had another epiphany, let's just throw some tri-bars on it. So I did, and it's fast. And not only is it fast, it's comfortable, it's really comfortable. So here's the interesting thing about this. I think this, over 100 mile, is going to beat my fast road bike over 100 miles easily. My fast road bike with 28mm tyres on it, aerodynamic road bike that beats you up. I think this is going to eat it alive. If you throw a set of tri-bars on it. If you threw tri-bars in the road bike, would you probably, I think, okay, you might beat it, but you'll be beat up. You will be beat up. Right. This bike in this iteration, like I say, I've had this before with 2 times at the front, ran it in winter. This Reilly gradient from Mark Reilly, God rest his soul, Mark passed away recently, is a Swiss Army knife of a bike. It's a Swiss Army knife. So like I say, I've just bet a PB on this with a set of aero bars, and at the weekend I was going up 20% off-road gravel climbs that you could put in some single track that you'd go on your mountain bike. Phenomenal bit of kit. Now, the other thing, titanium. It's me trying to do the wee ting-tong titanium. Let me talk to you about titanium. Sorry, I get interrupted there with 2 lovely young ladies wanting to have a chat about bikes. So anyway, titanium. Let me talk to you about titanium. Now, slow twitchers, weight beanies, for you. So I heard this guy, a couple of guys rambling on saying it's a myth, feel the rumble of titanium. The shock absorbing effects of titanium. And I have to disagree with you. I mean, you know, I've owned a lot of bikes, and titanium, there's definitely a shock absorbing process of titanium. If you, not so much when you ride a Reilly gradient with 44mm tyres, because the tyres are going to take the shock absorption up. But when I ride this bike with 28mm tyres, and I put 28mm tyres in my road bike, carbon, aluminium, whatever it is, that thing soaks up the bumps. Lovely. Absolutely lovely jubbly. But where you get the most out of this, a bike like this, is, you know, I suppose when you're taking over the rough stuff, you won't realise the absorbing, but British roads, there is an absorbing with titanium. It's a lovely, lovely, you can hear it absorbing it, never mind feeling it. And it is a lovely, lovely, lovely feel. But anyway, aye, that's my opinion on titanium. Let's look at this bike a wee. So on it here, I have a SLK, chain set with a 40 tooth chain ring. Ultegra Di2. I wouldn't recommend Ultegra Di2 in a gravel bike if it's carbon, because it doesn't have the clutch and you'll just bang this. The great thing with titanium, I can scratch this all I want and I just buff it out. We've got the Hunt 50mm carbon wheels, which I believe just won a stage of the Tour de Suisse or something bizarre for 800 quid. We have the Reilly gradient, well, the Reilly here. Mark tried to do this in a rainbow colour for me. I asked him to do in a rainbow colour because Mark, who just recently passed, so brilliant guy, Mark's gay. So I said to him, I want it memorable in my owner, as the owner, so I want the rainbow flag. And to be fair to him, we tried to, but we couldn't get it. So that's what we ended up with. And we've got a Zipp SL stem, profile design, just standard aero bars. And the reason I tried aero bars is I just thought, you know, I seen everybody at this Unbound gravel event all riding aero bars and flying. And then we've got some wee touches there, like a wee Union Jack, a wee Reilly headset, Reilly carbon seat, which is a great seat, Reilly carbon seat post. I'm trying to think what else, you know, I'll show you. Get a JRC component mount here, which I put the Garmin, so the battery thing for the Di2 under there, and just your Ultegra Di2 shifters. And I've ridden the Ultegra Di2 cyclocross, gravel, you name it, I've put the thing everywhere. You'll notice that I've got a small SS derailleur on there. I've had a 40 tooth cassette that I work with a small, but it has got a wolf tooth on it. which I just recently put on. I was running a 40 tooth with a small derailleur, fine, but I put the wheel tooth on just to be safe. I've got a Reilly carbon bottle cage that Mark gifted me because I kept taking the piss out of him and having a chuckle with him. So I sorely miss Mark because he was a great lad. He was an absolutely great lad. I've got my wee mod sticker at the back there. But if you look at the kind of the bends in this frame there where you get the wheels, so they're 38mm tyres. You know, there's tons of room in there, tons of room in there. Sorry, just Shimano pedals, but I'm changing them to speed play. I'm just going to go to speed plays because I'm getting rid of my road bike because I don't see the need for it now. But aye, that's that. Alright, so that's my Reilly gradient. So yeah, that's my Reilly gradient. There. Fantastic bike. Check me out with the Maya Rosa. I hate Team Kit Folk Tay, but it was a pro level jersey. It's bloody lovely. And I think it was like 35 quid at Wiggle, so I thought pro level. I'm going to go for that. You're going to go for that. I don't care how much of a prat I look. I'm going to go for that. It's lovely. It's a nice jersey. I mean, I look like a complete tit in it. And then, you know, when folk see you, they want to race you. I don't know. Anyway, and look at these, my 100% China, 100% China glasses, which are bloody good. Now, the reason I have got real 100%ers, but I keep scratching the blooming things, Oakleys, and I thought, oh, bugger this, I'm getting some fakers because I'm so careless. I can't even get them back on. But aye, Reilly gradient, phenomenal bike, Swiss Army knife a bike, 1,000 bikes in one. If you get bored of it in one variation, change it into another variation. I'll keep doing videos on it. You know, there's no other bike. I'm actually getting rid of my road bike and I'm actually going to go and get myself a Basso Palta. Palta? I think it's Palta. Which is a fast gravel bike. You know, they reckon that's the bike that's as close to a fast road bike. But I think it has its limitations. Now, titanium is a material. Another thing about titanium as a material, it's the perfect material for a gravel bike. And the reason is because your bike, I've had carbon gravel bike before and it's trashed after a year. It's bloody trash. You need a paint job on it. With the titanium, you just buff out those scratches and it's brand new. So yeah, so a fitting tribute to Mark Reilly, the Hephaestus of the titanium world. Just a smashing guy. You know, I don't know how he passed. I think I've got my ideas, you know, and I think as a society, you know, we need to be mindful of, you know, suffering and a lot. You know, it's tough running your own, a successful business. You know, I've got a business and it's, people ask me how's off on a tangent here, but what's it like running your own business? And I say it's great until it's successful and then it's hard. You know, you've no time to see your friends. It's lonely. It's very, very lonely. And I can only imagine, I don't know the story. I'm only presuming that, you know, Mark, because he was so successful in the end, and quite rightfully so, because he's a brilliant guy, you know, kind of struggled at some points in his life. But again, I don't know. I just spoke to him a few times, emailed him back and forth, had a bit of banter with him, and I'm glad to have a bike, and I'm glad to have a bike that he's built, and I'm glad that I got to know him a bit. So yeah. So, rest in peace, Mark. I hope if folk watch this video and they've been thinking about Reilly gradient, they'll go and buy it because it's definitely a phenomenal bike. Alright, speak to you later. Bye bye.